Okay, hi. How you doing? How's everything going? I hope you're good. Today I want to talk about something really important and dear to my heart, and it's my journey of figuring out how I am a highly sensitive person as well as an empath, as well as a psychic, and the things I do as a adult to help myself feel good in my skin, to help myself relax after a day of work, after a day of being outside, and how these things impacted me for the better. So let's get started. My name is Masha. I'm 26 years old and I figured out I'm a highly sensitive person and an empath at the age of 22 after going through a pretty major abusive relationship and feeling like my whole world was different. I have been completely opened up emotionally and I didn't know what to do with all these feelings because I was never taught how to deal with them. Aside for healing the bad things that happened to me and figuring out how to feel good in myself again, I also learned what it means to be a highly sensitive person. There was a test online. It's on the highly sensitive person website. It was coined by Marsha Linehan. I think that's how you say her name. She also came up with the term highly sensitive person, and it's essentially a different makeup of your nervous system. You end up being just more sensitive to things overall, things like feelings, things like fabrics, things like changes in the weather, things like other people's emotions, which also kind of ties into being an empath. All these things work together and they make you a highly sensitive person. So, at the time when I took the test, I pretty much answered yes to all the questions. I will link the test down below so everybody can see and take it for themselves if they're curious. I'm pretty sure this is a recent thing that's been figured out. I'm not sure, don't take my word for it, but it's one of those things that, throughout the course of human history, we would treat those that are different than us in a way that was extremely unfair. And now, as we've moved into the 21st century and we have medical systems and we have abilities to scan the brain and compare people's behaviors, we have testing for different mental differences, we see that the way people were treated in the past is so horrible. People were shunned from society for having autism, and they were made fun of and mocked and abused in many cases for being different. So, having this tool is really great for those of us that feel different. And being highly sensitive is not a disease, it's not a disorder, it's a different makeup of your nervous system that makes you more susceptible to sensitivity, to changes in environment, and it makes you more susceptible to pain and depression as well because you feel weight of other people, you feel the weight of the world, and you're also very sensitive to injustice and things like that. So, after figuring out that I was a HSP, I mean, I've been going to therapy for a long time. At the time, my therapist, it wasn't something that I spoke on a lot. My current therapist, she has helped me really come to accepting this part of myself, really come to accept being an empath. And I've also been discovering my psychic gifts lately, which include very, very fine tuned intuition, my ability to tap into people's feelings and provide comfort, and noticing trends in society before they happen is another one of my strengths now. And I'm developing this gift even further, which I feel so grateful for. I've always felt like I had a higher purpose, like I was connected to a higher energy, and this really helps me kind of fulfill that feeling. So let's get into what it is like to be an HSP. If you feel like you are really connected to other people's feelings, if you've struggled with mental illness like depression and anxiety, if you feel a lot of compassion naturally for all beings, even if they did you wrong, even if they are different, you just feel a lot of compassion, you're able to tap into your heart in an easy way, you could be a highly sensitive person. I am personally very sensitive to all those things. I am also very sensitive to fabrics, loud places. At the ages of 19 through 25, I was really able to just do my thing, could go outside and not really get exhausted. In this past year, everything's really changed. I cannot really go outside as much as I did. I get overwhelmed by too many tasks in the day, and I don't think it's solely related to the fact that I'm an HSP. I'm also a Pisces, and we are known for being very, very peaceful, to the point where we really don't want to deal with things that disturb our peace. And I think it's also partially because I've become an adult, and you really, really stop putting up with bullshit as you grow old. They were right when they told us about that. So I have learned kind of my energetic pattern and how much I can take as far as how much I can control, because I still have to go to work, I still have to get things done, and you can't always escape these things. You have to invest time into certain things that are going to overwhelm you, and that's okay. That's life, right? I do daily things, weekly things to help myself regulate, to keep myself in a peaceful state of mind, and to keep myself grounded. So, what are these things? Number one, yoga and meditation. I will continue preaching yoga and meditation until the day I cease being on this planet, until my soul ascends to the heavens and my body is just left here. I'm probably gonna die in a child's pose position, or maybe a corpse pose. I will continue telling everybody in my life, yoga and meditation saved my life. The ability to just remain calm and observant in any and every situation, to know it will pass, which is something that was brought on to me by meditation, is unparalleled. I have completely changed who I am by just being able to sit down, watch my feelings, watch my thoughts, and realize that they're with me, but they're not who I am. Everybody could benefit from that, not just SHPs. A lot of people think that their thoughts define who they are, and while they can define who you are if you act on certain thoughts, our thoughts are usually not even something that we can control. They just come up from aspects and parts of ourselves that perhaps happened in the past. For example, if you feel like your partner going outside or going out, you feel this twinge of insecurity and fear, it's not because you are insecure or because you're a bad person. Perhaps in the past something happened to you that caused you to feel like this type of behavior is not safe for you. So you have to work on this thing, this part of yourself, to feel peace, but it does not impact your personality as a whole. It's just a part of you. And the same goes for every thought and every feeling. It's the same exact way. Yoga has helped me regulate my nervous system by slowing down. You just focus on your body and nothing else really ends mattering. Number two, hot water, baths. Those things are so great for releasing and cleansing yourself of any kind of energy, negative, positive, other people's energy. It cleanses inside your body and it cleanses your outside. So usually when I go outside and do any sort of activity, I will come home and I will shower. I'll wash my body. I will make sure to use warm, lukewarm water. Warm water is more effective because it also helps you relax your muscles and your nervous system. And I do that whenever I go outside, whenever I finish work, whenever I finish my day. It's a really good way to end your day and to close down that energy cycle. Number three, exercise. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I like going on hikes. I like walking. Most important thing is that it's aerobic exercise that keeps your heart rate high. If you can walk for 20-30 minutes while you're kind of breaking a little sweat, that's amazing for you. Your blood flow will go fast. Your muscles will work themselves. You'll burn fat. Exercise just has so many benefits, right? Endorphins, getting healthy, getting a clear mind, all that kind of stuff. And that really helps ground you in the moment. Number four, minimal jewelry, minimal makeup, and comfortable fabrics. I cannot stress the importance of having comfortable, cozy clothes. I haven't worn anything tight in probably over 6 months. I'm a cotton-based girly. I don't wear anything, any jeans. I don't wear any tight shirts. I don't wear anything tight except for bras. And those are not even that tight. I make sure to get the size that feels a little looser on my body. And everything else I don't like to wear. I don't like to wear too much makeup. I don't wear too much jewelry. I currently only have 2 earrings in my ear, and that's okay for me. I also don't use any tight products on my hair, like super tight hair ties or super tight clips. I keep it very loose. I'll put my hair up like in a regular bun, like something like this, or something like this, because I do sometimes get overwhelmed with my hair being in my face, so I'll just do something very minor to change it, and it helps me feel calmer. So much of being a highly sensitive person and an empath is learning how to set your boundaries with the world, because I think that's what we were really meant to do by being placed on this earth. I do believe that everybody has a specific purpose on this earth, whether it is something that benefits or takes away from the world. I know it's a bit of a controversial opinion, but I do truly believe that everybody has a place, whether they're teaching us how to be smarter by doing horrendous things, or if they're teaching us to be kinder or compassionate, or if they're helping in the medical system. Everybody has a place. And I think as an empath and highly sensitive person, we were placed here to help other people feel better about themselves. We were placed here to raise frequency and spread kindness. Because of that ability, there's trouble setting boundaries and feeling like your own person. So practicing these things is so good for learning who you are, for coming back home to yourself, because we get so overwhelmed by everything around us. It's so hard to know what really belongs to us, to our heart, to our bodies, and that's why it's so important to ground. Number 5, being around good energy and finding people who are emotionally mature. It's so important to put yourself in company that actually benefits you. It doesn't take away from who you are. I personally get along best with people who are selfless, who are open to different topics. Empaths and highly sensitive people thrive on good energy and mutual exchange of love, essentially. Next, I would recommend perhaps going to therapy. And this is not a personal jab at anybody, not saying anybody is flawed, and obviously mental illness and having negative feelings is not a flaw, it's human, especially in this type of world that we live in. But as highly sensitive people and empaths, we are so much more susceptible to having mental health problems. I know I've struggled with depression on and off pretty much since I was a little girl, and then things really hit the fan when I started my young adulthood, and I've been in therapy since. And it is so important to get somebody who understands what you're going through, somebody who knows how to soothe you and comfort you, and somebody who has dealt with those types of things and can give you advice and coping skills on how to feel better and more secure in yourself. Create a peaceful home environment. My home is very peaceful. I've got plants everywhere. I've got nice art on the walls. I never use the overhead light unless I need to use it quickly. I've got little knickknacks here and there that remind me of how much I love nature, how much I love being calm and soothed. I got like pretty pictures of trees on the wall. I've got like animals on the wall, even plushies. It's so important to feel comfort. Soft things, beautiful colors, softer colors like yellow lights and pink lights. Those things really help you regulate. Having a place to go home to that you feel like a refuge is so beneficial, especially to people who are sensitive, who get overwhelmed outside. Next thing I would say, educate yourself on what it's like being an empath and a highly sensitive person. For me, educating myself on things always helps me feel less alone. This is something that I've read books on, I've read articles on, I've talked to other people about. It's so important to understand what you are and who you are. About 20% of the population is highly sensitive, and a lot of people feel this way and they don't know why they feel this way. I would say especially younger people would feel these things and not know how to deal with them. I was overwhelmed for years before getting to the point where I am now, where I'm finally okay and feel safe. So educate yourself, read about it, study about it, watch videos about it, and perhaps open up about it, and you'll be surprised how many other people feel the same. Next thing is spending time with animals. I know it's not always accessible, but I have a lot of cats where I live. They live outdoors, they live indoors. You meet them almost every day. I end up seeing a dog once a week. I also plan to get an animal soon. It's so important to feel animals and connect with them, because animals are always pretty much going to be pure, not malicious intent in any animal, even the predatory ones. They're just trying to survive, right? But animals are always going to give you unconditional support and love, and they're going to always be happy to see you. And it's so calming to touch their fur, to feel them, and to communicate with them in a way that's calm. It slows down your brain and it helps you reconnect to something that essentially reminds you of who you are, remembering that there is goodness and purity in this world. Next thing I would like to touch on is making art and creating, painting, drawing, singing, anything like that. It can help your creative juices flow. So if you're not super artistic, look up tutorials, get a little kit. I, for example, have a sewing kit where I can make little fruits and little treats out of wool. These are some of the things I made. That's a donut. I made a little pear. And not only is making them good for you to slow down and feel good about yourself, you feel accomplished when you make something like this. I pretty much touch on everything I had to say in this video. All these things and tools really help me connect to myself and my mission and purpose. And it also makes me show up in my relationships better because I'm more regulated and I'm more who I am, which allows for authentic connection and true love to shine through. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.